can't believe I gotta have this
If
conversation.
he don't win this year, he's a bum.
What?
Joe, that's a Hall of Fame terrible take right there.
No, it's not. It's true. It's so true.
What?
Boy just choked. Straight women booty and let the ball go.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
The Kang. Puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
USA.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to explaining and debating in a second. Joseph.
Yes, sir.
How we feeling?
Hey.
How we feeling? 2 gold medals for the basketball squad.
Yes, sir. That's how we
2
do.
of them things.
That's how we do.
Man, imagine being the host country, getting to the gold medal game in both basketball tournaments.
And you lose to America.
Catching
America.
L's both times. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch for France?
They got close, though. They shouldn't even have got that close, to be honest, in both games. But
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Pride to do that, though, I guess. Pride to do that.
Man, that does have to be like, especially since you're not the prohibited favorite, that's got to be like a drug.
Seriously.
Playing in front of like your home country like that for the gold medal as like an underdog, like that's got to just be like the adrenaline rush of adrenaline rushes.
That's why they was making shots that they shouldn't have been making and doing crazy shit. You're right.
Man.
But for sure.
All right, let's get into it. We'll start with the men's. Bring home the gold, beat France in the gold medal game. We'll have a special segment specifically dedicated to Chef Curry because he was cooking up some 5-star Michelin meals out there. But Joe, your overall reaction to not just the gold medal game, but the entire run for Team USA. Didn't lose a game. Did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, that part. They did what they were supposed to do. And I hate to say it, I got to give credit to Steve Kerr. You know, he actually did a great job coaching and managing egos. Besides the goal, that was crazy. The gold medal game was crazy. Some of the things he was doing was ridiculous. And in the semifinal game too was kind of iffy. A little iffy with the against Serbia. Okay, let's have Devin Booker guard Jokic going in the final stretches of the game. That was really weird. When you had Embiid and Anthony Davis out there, but somehow Devin Booker kept getting switched on there. And Steve Kerr was like, you know what, we're just gonna keep letting that roll. But besides that, I thought he did a pretty good job. I think he did struggle in the last 2 games. But besides that, I thought he did a really good job managing the egos because there was a lot of people that didn't get a lot of playing time that should have been out there. Like Jason Tatum, I'm still a little confused why he didn't get a lot of playing time, but it is what it is. It worked out. Drew Holiday looked good. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job. They did what they were supposed to do. Shit.
I think they won gold in spite of Steve Kerr.
Nah, Steve Kerr did good, man. The last 2 games were a little iffy, but besides that, I thought he did pretty good.
I don't really know what he did well.
He managed the egos. What do you mean?
I mean,
that matters.
He created ego issues that he didn't have to create. So like,
did he create them or did we create them?
He made. Look,
oops.
Jason Tatum. To me, I don't have an issue with Jason Tatum getting some DNPs. He was the 11th best player, not the 11th best player, but in terms of importance and fitting into what the team needed at any given time. He was 11th most important.
Jason Tatum doesn't fit FIBA basketball like that.
I mean, it's a little bit more physical. That's a negative for Jason Tatum. But the thing that was like glaring to me, if there was a player that was gonna ride the pine like Tyrese Halliburton rode the pine in those important games, it was Joel Embiid. He had his moments. I'm not going to act like Joel Embiid was just trash the entire time he was out there. He had some moments. Give him his 2-3 minutes. He came up very big against Serbia. He had a nice little stretch there at the end against Serbia, except for the fact that he couldn't rebound to save his life, even though he was like by far the biggest person out there. Ball kept hitting him in the hands, everything. He's the one that I would have just said, okay, thank you for choosing Team USA, but that does not mean that you are just guaranteed all these minutes. You can go sit your ass right down on the bench too, because it was such like he just did not fit what the team wanted to do. Everyone else on that team wanted to run. They all wanted to run. And that was when we were at our best. When we got all those guys out, Curry, LeBron, KD, Booker, Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, like all those guys run, really athletic, can get the ball up and down the pace, can switch multiple positions. And then there was just Embiid out there that was just
slowing shit
down, clogging things up. I just didn't think he fit. And it was like, what, do we feel like we couldn't manage his ego because he chose us? Like we don't need players choosing us. Like we have other countries having Americans play for a country that they've never probably even stepped foot in, right? When it comes to basketball. Now, are we the merchants when it comes to soccer? Sure are. And hopefully one day that'll all pay off for us in that sport. But in basketball, we don't need it. We did not need go play for France. I would have loved to see that fucking lineup.
That should have been funny.
Joel Embiid and Rudy Gobert. Figure that out. Maybe I wouldn't have had to fucking watch Rudy Gobert ever play in the fucking Olympics if that would have happened.
Oh my God, bro. Rudy Gobert, dude. That's why people don't like Rudy Gobert, bro. Somebody put their nutsack on your neck and your first thought
made
was,
me feel bad.
Let me grab your knees.
He made
like seriously?
me feel bad for Joel Embiid. What are you doing? Why are you pulling him like nonetheless? So I thought that coaching decision was iffy. I didn't think Joel Embiid fit with this team. I'm fine with him being on the team. He's talented enough to be on the team,
So
obviously.
You say Carmelo Anthony did a better job than Steve Kerr did coaching?
Who?
Carmelo Anthony. You didn't see him coaching on the sidelines in that Serbia game? Told KD what to do? Said, go around. I'll tell you. He was doing
I'm very convinced the only tweaks, and you're going to call me biased, and that's fine, but the tweaks that only made sense to me were the ones that were just like clearly Eric Spoelstra lineup adjustments. When they started playing smaller ball with AD and Bam and LeBron and KD, like to me that just because I've seen that. I have seen that. Yeah, I have just seen it with Caleb Martin at the 4. Like that whole bullshit. Those are the ones that made sense. Like I didn't even really understand why when we were closing out the game, we had Bam in I think until about 2 minutes left. I didn't even really understand why we went with AD at that point because I thought that core was at least locking up, playing really good defense. And Bam is like the one player on Team USA that when he gets the ball, it's like it's automatic offense for everyone else. Everyone else starts moving. And I thought we got really stagnant in the fourth quarter.
AD's a better free throw shooter, maybe?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. He's a little bigger, better rebounder, but when Embiid was in the game, we were having trouble rebounding. So maybe Kerr just like, you know what, fuck it. I want my best rebounding 5 out there. AD, while not quite as good at Bam as switching everything, is still pretty good, if you get switched onto a smaller defender. So didn't hate it, but I thought it was a little weird. But nonetheless, they did what they're supposed to do. But I couldn't disagree more with you in terms of giving props to Steve Kerr.
I didn't think he did bad, man. I thought he was fine. I really thought it wasn't bad at all.
I just need our Olympic teams, especially if they're going to be on the staff. Can we make our best coaches the head coach? Like I don't know what we're doing.
I think that is kind of weird. How's Eric Spoelstra the assistant coach is weird.
Even I mean, again, I think he is slightly
bench
overrated.
Was crazy. I looked at the
slightly
bench,
overrated, but like even Kerr over Tyronn Lue, I thought was a little crazy because here's my thing, and not that Steve Kerr didn't have to do it a little bit when he had KD with Curry, but Klay Thompson and Draymond Green are not the same as when you combine LeBron and Kyrie, like Tyronn Lue did in Cleveland, or Paul George, Kawhi, whatever, even though they didn't really do shit. But or like Spoelstra with LeBron, Wade, Bosh, right? Like those are much bigger personalities and also just like ball dominant skill sets. Those two just have a much better track record with that. Now, KD and Steph for a little bit. Yeah, but like even Steph's not really a ball dominant superstar.
Shit.
Like Curry is
I don't know what you've been watching lately.
He's not ball dominant. I mean, he gets his shots up, but like he's not sitting there just.
That's fair. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like he's always moving.
Shit, the last 2 years, that's what he been.
Look,
they needed him to be, and it's working.
Who else?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He may not be ball dominant, but every play is running. They running for him. Shit.
As they should. He's got the biggest gravity in the NBA. You run plays for him, that makes everyone else's job easier.
Mhm.
And you could have used a lot more. I don't know. Curry, you would think, would fucking know how to use his own best player, but whatever. Good job, Team USA. We got gold, but like you kind of mentioned at the very beginning, a little closer than it needed to be. We were a lot more talented than them.
But the world caught up. The world caught up a little bit.
Cuz that was doing whatever he wanted to. They had a cup of coffee in the NBA with the Celtics.
Yeah, that was.
We're not going to talk about that one thing that happened because
I didn't see it. First of all,
in my mind,
I don't really
never
think that's a
happened.
highlight, bro. He's 38. He's 39 years old. That's not a highlight, bro. I'm like, you can
And
put
you tried
that as a
thinking sorry.
highlight. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can put
If you
that
would
as a
have jumped,
highlight.
if you would have
with the
jumped, I'd
name.
have like,
Yeah, come on, bro. He got,
nah.
and I feel like he actually did get the charge. But
He was
in
late.
the NBA, he would have
He was
got
late.
that.
He was
In the
late.
NBA, he would have got that, bro.
He was a little late.
And then
But
I'm just saying, in the
then,
NBA,
like
he
2
would have
minutes
got
later,
it, and then they
2
would have
minutes later,
reviewed
the
it.
atrocity of a charge that they called on Drew Holiday, like
Facts.
just trying to dribble out from his own basket, and that guy just like jumped in front of it. Whatever. Let's talk about the highlight of highlights of the tournament, Joe.
LeBron James.
That man, Steph Curry.
Yeah, dog.
What he did to
Dog.
the country of France. They might not ever they might deny his passport if he
I
tried to go
would.
back into that country.
I would, because it was unnecessary. It was literally unnecessary. They didn't need it. He just said, "Look, watch me do some shit." He said he rubbed it in. He literally rubbed it in. He said, "Yeah, congratulations, y'all made it here, but it's levels to this." That
He's
shit was
like,
crazy.
I know you think you're making a little run right now. You're within 3. Let's just quiet that down real quick. And then
Right.
he double, triple, quadruple down.
That shit was crazy.
That was
Just swishes too, just beautiful. Like,
oh man, wasn't even touching the rim. And then that iconic photo from I can't remember what quarter it was when Wemby tried to close out to him on the
oh yeah,
sideline.
yeah.
That whoever that photographer are, you're the GOAT. You're
yeah.
the GOAT. Whoever got that
Made
was,
Wemby look goofy as shit, all lanky and shit. It was crazy. That was a
oh
great
man.
shot.
And you know,
Steph is great. I mean,
What?
we did it with LeBron, and I feel like some people did it with Steph too. And I think people are finally realizing it. You just gotta appreciate greatness. Like, there's nothing. I wish there was a Steph hater out there. That's like LeBron haters. Like, I don't understand how you can hate this man. Like, I can see how you hate Golden State, but you can't hate Steph like at all.
No.
Like, this man is this man. Amazing.
And
We're
you know the
so
thing,
lucky. We're so
what's
lucky.
actually what's crazy too is when you think about that, this was Steph's only Olympics.
Insane.
Like that was so wild. But I was like, you know, like the last couple times would have always been like right in their kind of finals runs, and he had a couple injuries, and so he just never
Right.
was quite able to make it onto the Olympics roster. And then you
That's why he took
juxtapose
them
that with
shots.
KD, who is now the most decorated men's basketball player in our history with 4 gold medals, which didn't make. I was like, how did KD ever get one LeBron didn't get? But I forgot LeBron didn't participate last time, and
Oh yeah.
so I think he's got 4 to LeBron's 3. So all in all, amazing. But Joe, just your reaction to Curry in whatever the last 2 minutes of that game.
Greatness, man. I didn't think about that. I forgot. This probably be his only Olympics ever, too. So shoot your shot, dog. Hey, empty the clip. Why not? I like it. And like you said, dude, that's just pure greatness. It was amazing just to see LeBron and Steph and KD all together. And you could tell that they all embrace each other and was like, we the shit, and we don't have this opportunity to play together like this. So let's show motherfuckers what we can do. And it was great to see. It was like, yeah, you got Bam, you got Anthony Edwards talking all this shit, talking about they the young guys taking over the league. Let's simmer that down just a little bit and show them that we the big dogs still. We still here a little bit. And that shit was great to see. I thought Steph Curry he was wanting everybody to know, hey, I mean, Splash Brothers may be gone, but they still got Steph Curry. So shit, better leave that light skinned boy alone, because that motherfucker went crazy, dog. That shit was great. That shit was great.
I mean, the last one was just when
Who the fuck you?
double behind the back with 2 people on him, just kind of looked like
And
he
then
just
that quick
threw it
shot
up.
like he always
Yeah, the
does.
little quick shot, boom, and then just turns around. I mean, put him to sleep.
Put him to sleep.
I mean,
That shit was dope.
Oh,
Then
man,
he had
yeah,
a T-shirt and it said "Night Night" in French. That's fucking cold, bro. He had that shit ready. That was
so he knew he was about to do something dope. I mean, yeah,
fucking
it's
great.
like you said though, Joe. We gotta really like take this moment. I'm not gonna lie. I just sat on my couch like probably for like 15 minutes after the game was over. I was just like, what did I just watch? Like, I mean, that was
Greatness.
about as good of a flurry, I think, as we've seen from Curry. You can put Golden State final, all those different runs. I mean, just
Only one I can think of is when he did it to the Rockets. Was that Christmas Day? When he took that deep ass three after, I think it was after they won their second championship, and he took that deep ass three over Trevor Ariza. I think it was.
I don't remember that one. I remember the one
No,
that
it was
was
like
in
a
like
halftime. Oh, fuck.
I remember the one it was like in February. It was against the Thunder,
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
and
Actually,
he like got like 2 steps within half court, and
that's the
then
one I'm
just
talking about. Sorry, that's the one I'm talking about. Yep, that's the one. I'm
yeah.
talking
'Cause I remember watching that game, and I was texting. We've had him on the show before, DeAndre
about.
and
Yeah,
Carl. And that was back when I've always loved my boy Westbrook, and that was one of the peak Westbrook years where Westbrook was kind of vying for that MVP. I just sat there, I was like, yeah, Curry got that MVP, bro.
yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah,
But I mean,
I was like, dude,
that was just like one shot though. Like this was just like it was back to back to
back
back
to
to
back.
back.
You're
I was
right.
just like, I would say like, usually I would want, let's get LeBron the ball, make sure LeBron touches it. He can
You're
then
right.
make the play. I was like, no, fuck that. Get
You're right.
that
It's
bitch to Curry.
comparable to like when you
Get that
when you
bitch to
see
Curry.
when you see Simone Biles do something great and you just sit there like, how the fuck did she just do that? That's what Steph did on that level. Comparable.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally.
it was incredible. See, the difference is if I watch Simone Biles, like I could watch any gymnast do anything. Now I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Because I don't
But when you see
comprehend
Simone
the
Biles do
sport.
it, you're like, oh wow, she did that. Like if you see one girl do it and then you see Simone Biles do the same thing, you'll be like, how did she like did it but better? Like you can just tell. She
I don't
jumped
know.
higher,
You got
faster,
gymnastics in your
just easy.
family, so
It's
I don't
easy
got
to
any of
tell.
that.
You
They
know what
all
I mean?
they all look incredible to me. I mean,
That's fair. I see what you
Simone
mean.
Biles is the GOAT,
But
obviously.
I mean,
But
there was a lot of great players on that court, and Steph was the one who
Steph
shined.
shined brighter. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, the analogy works. I just
Don't know.
I
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you.
All right, let's talk about your man LeBron. He was given the men's basketball tournament MVP at the age, like you said, of
Yo,
39.
still the best player in the world
It's your
when he
floor,
wants to
Joe.
be. Best player in the world when he needs to be. It's ridiculous. Literally, like,
Relax.
am I lying? Am I
Yeah.
lying? In
You
a
are.
one, now I'm not saying in a stretch. If you get one game, you got to pick one player for one game in the NBA right now. You taking LeBron James because for one game he's gonna be the greatest player in the world. He just dominated. He 39 years old, and there was nobody besides Steph or KD in the world that was even close to being close to the MVP. He was obviously the best player in the tournament. He turned it up when he needed to. LeBron James, I mean, it was just pure excellence. I don't understand how people
I'm
can
not
still hate on this
using
man.
a tournament where he had the names that you just named by his side, plus
I'm just
Bam,
saying.
plus AD, plus Embiid, plus Tatum and Halliburton
And
couldn't even get on the
we
court.
saw plenty of times in this Olympic tournament where he had to turn it up to save the fucking team.
No, I'm not denying. I'm not saying you shouldn't have won MVP. I'm just saying in terms of best player in the world, yeah, they got to cover up all the things that he can't do anymore because of his
Which is
age. He didn't have to
and
defend anybody.
I hope the Lakers paid attention to that.
Yeah, just go trade for
I really
Curry and KD and Bam, and you'll be good. Win a
Hey,
championship.
LeBron and Steph gonna be teammates. Fuck that. Fuck Bronny. Fuck Bronny.
They got a little taste.
Nobody,
And
yeah,
they're gonna have to
yeah,
make
dog.
that work.
We don't need Bronny. We need Curry. Fuck.
My reaction is similar to yours, Joe, without the superlatives.
It wasn't superlatives. Those were facts. Get the fuck out of
He's
here.
not the best player in the world.
Please put your hand on the Bible and say that. I was gonna say, you got a Bible?
Where's my Bible? That just reminded me. This is
was like, oh, I'm about to say, and you got to sit right there in your living room. This boy got a Bible.
Joe, I
Okay.
need you to remember. This is going to be a very random story to anybody that listens to this, but I need you to remember there was I believe it was a morning or possibly early afternoon after an evening of drinking our freshman year at SLU, and you made some promise. It might have been about not drinking anymore, about not talking to somebody. I don't remember. You
I
said,
don't-
"Let me get my Bible," and you pulled into your little drawer that was sitting right by your bed in your desk and pulled out a fucking Bible.
I had a Bible in that bitch. I probably never opened that thing.
You
That's
did.
hilarious.
You did.
That
I
shit was
just
there for
remember
show.
sitting there getting weak up, like, why do you have a Bible?
I probably still, it was a probably, I know exactly which one. I still got that mug too. I still got it.
I'm
It was
pretty
probably
sure
a
I'm not,
children's.
I'm not drinking
I
again. I'm
know.
not drinking tonight.
Right?
My
I,
Bible.
I can see my ass saying that. I was probably drunk still.
Probably.
Shit, that's fucking
Oh my
hilarious.
god. But
That's great.
anyway, back to LeBron James. We just gotta appreciate this man. This is the last lemons we're definitely gonna get out of him. I can't see him as much as I would love to see him in LA with the Olympics at 43. I mean, if he wants to do it,
Bro.
no one's telling him no.
He
I
don't
don't
even have
think,
to
but
play, bro. Give him 12 minutes. Not even 12 minutes. Put his ass out there, bro.
shit, let him be the UD of Team USA basketball.
Let him be Giannis's brother. Shit.
Yeah,
Replace Jason
Thanasis.
Tatum. Thanasis, yeah. That was Jason Tatum. Shit. Same role. Or Halliburton. Same role.
But yeah, I mean, he was incredible. Like just seeing him like during those clutch stretches. Bro, I'm just like, this dude's
Bro.
39.
With the gray beard. It's fucking awesome. That was the best part. I
Yeah,
was like,
I mean, this
dude
is the oldest that
embracing
he's
the
ever
old.
like looked in the face. Like he legitimately looked. He looked a little old. I was like, damn, Ron.
I think he did that shit on purpose too.
Probably.
That was an intimidation factor. Gotta be. Could you imagine? You're like, I'm about to go up against LeBron James, and then you see him, you see the beard, you're like, man, I could do this. This dude look like he washed. And then he dunk on your head, little beard, a speckled gray beard. You'd be like, oh shit, that would fuck you up, bro.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Joe. Let's move over to the women's though. Let's move over to the women's. They also beat France. They technically won by 1 point. As Gabby Thomas put up
Gabby Williams.
Gabby Williams. Gabby Thomas.
Gabby Williams was balling,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, she was balling, and she put up a shot at the buzzer. Foot was on the line, so did not tie the game.
Her teammates' fault, not hers. Bogus ass pass. You gonna
Yeah.
throw her? You threw her like a outlet pass, like she was gonna go get a layup. Like what the? It was a weird pass, but anyway, I'm glad it was a bad pass.
Right. And speaking of Americans playing for other countries' teams, Gabby Williams, pretty good example. I believe she was born in, I think, Nevada, I want to say. But nonetheless, we won the gold a lot closer than we women's team, Joe. Entire tournament. Reaction to
You asked me what do I think of the entire tournament because you glitched out for a second. That's what you
Mhm.
said. Hey man, they did what they were supposed to do. They ain't lost since 1992. I was a little upset that the game was that close, but besides that, I thought it was highly entertaining. I mean, watching Sabrina and Breonna Stewart was fun to watch. Seeing Asia Wilson dominate was always great. Jackie Young had a couple great games. Kelsey Plum, she showed up in the finals game and had some stuff. I would have liked to see Brittany Griner play a little bit more, but I get it. I mean, she just
Brittany
slow.
Griner
Too slow
was the
for this
women's
type of
team.
game.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was
Very good player, still legitimately a really good player, but just did not fit with
Nope,
the team.
exactly. Yeah, but she come in, got some good buckets for you, and then like I feel like they should put her in the gold medal game because they were rattled and they were playing too fast. I feel like they could have slowed it down just for a few minutes. They did do that, put her in there, but I think they should do that in the second half. Give her some more minutes. It would have slowed the game down. They could have got probably got a leader and stopped some of those runs that France had. But besides that, I thought they did a pretty good job. Like you can't be mad that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese wasn't on the team because they wouldn't have got no minutes. Because look who some of those players who didn't get no minutes. And so I thought they did put the right team together and they went out there and dominated. And I think they was just flustered in the gold medal game, which I think it was good for the game for the women's game because now more people are going to pay attention and say, "Oh snap, maybe the rest of the world's starting to catch up," and that may be good for the WNBA because it worked for the NBA. So maybe a close game makes all of these other countries think they have a chance and they start to build their programs up a little bit more, and then we get more and more WNBA players and more women players out there, and the game continues to grow. So I thought it was a really good experience for women's basketball overall.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I kind of have a similar feeling to the women's team that I do with the men's. And I don't know if she just turned the job down or what, but can we put the best women's coach on the women's team, please, Becky Hammond? They just offensively, they just had a lot of times throughout the tournament where they looked unorganized, I thought.
Agreed.
And it was especially noticeable to me down the stretch
Oh
of
my
the
god,
gold medal game.
It was
The
frustrating.
spacing was just really, really bad. Like they'd gone 2 straight possessions, 3 straight possessions, can't remember, where I thought Kelsey Plum, love Kelsey Plum,
She was
fantastic
making
player, but
good
I thought she
shots.
was
Yeah.
thought she was gunning a little bit, and I was like, we don't need you to play hero right now.
It
They
worked
went
for
like
a
2 or
couple
3. They went 2 or
possessions.
3 possessions where they just did not let Asia Wilson touch the ball. And I was just,
Which is just
this is
crazy.
not the time to do this. So they then got Asia the ball at her kind of signature spot, right? Kind of that high post, free throw line extended, but the spacing was so bad. Like Kalia was like kind of hanging out under the rim, and it just kind of like took away some space for Asia to drive to her right, then to her left. The spacing wasn't very good because like she tried to do a rip through, and I thought she got fouled, but they didn't call it, so whatever. And then she traveled, and again, it was just all because the spacing just really wasn't good. I was like, Sabrina wasn't out there. I was just like, okay, if
Yeah,
we're
she
gonna
didn't play
play
Sabrina
through,
enough. That was
if we're
weird.
gonna play through Asia, you need a sharpshooter out there to help you with spacing the floor. It obviously hurt that Jackie Young had fouled out. So she then countered with Nafisha. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't love the rotation. I didn't love some of the offensive game plan, but nonetheless, they haven't lost, like you said, since whatever '92.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the ladies,
Right.
gold medal.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
It's what they do. Again, we're nitpicking at this point because they didn't lose a fucking game. But yeah, it just seems weird that we don't have like our best coaches. If we can put all the best players out there, let's put
What's up with the coaches? Yeah.
yeah.
I agree with that.
So
I agree with that.
not that Cheryl Reeves is a bad coach. Like she's not a bad coach. It's just I thought there were times where it looked like, I mean, she's won two championships in the WNBA. I mean, she's got credentials.
Ooh, I get it, but I feel like you need an intense coach for
Becky
the Olympics.
Hammond got the goddamn respect of Tim Duncan.
That's what
Okay?
I'm saying. Yeah,
Like-
you need an intense coach for the Olympics, like because you got to make the players realize what they're playing for. Like it's hard because the Olympics in Paris, like it's hard to get those players to be like, "Hey, I get it. You guys are superstars here, and people love you, but we got to win." Like that shit is hard to do. And I feel like an intense coach has a better chance of getting that done.
Like a heat culture type coach.
Like a
something
Greg
like that.
Popovich. Ain't taking no shit.
But yeah, no. So that's kind of my nitpick with Team USA.
I
But
get it.
the one thing that they did have on lock the entire tournament, never let up, and this does kind of point to at least having good effort the entire time. They were defensively sound the
Facts.
entire tournament.
Facts.
I mean, they were just locking everybody up. The only reason really the gold medal game was even a game was one, they were missing shots. They just missed some shots.
Turning
early.
the ball over. Jesus.
Turning the ball
man.
over, but also France just had they were making some threes that I don't know that.
And they're
France,
not even good 3-point shooting team. Like, come on.
yeah,
Bro.
that's what I was like. They shot a little bit above their average. So
For sure.
shout out to
At home
them.
cooking.
Asia and some home cooking for sure. Asia Wilson won the MVP for the women's tournament. So Joe, our aces,
That's
bringing
what we do.
back even more hardware.
She Shaq. She Shaq, bro. She Shaq. Well, she close to Wilt. I ain't gonna go that far because she don't dominate that much, but she Shaq of the WNBA, bro. Like, respect her. She the best player in the world in the women's game. Like, and she can't shoot. Like, just accept it. You
Yeah,
can't
she's
stop
got a
her.
decent little mid range on her, but yeah, I mean she's just good footwork around the rim, over both shoulders. I mean she's
Effort,
just
just better than everybody.
yeah.
Is
I
what
mean
it is.
to me it's not even close. That's why I was getting so frustrated. It's like why is she not touching the ball every single time?
Every time.
Because it's not like she's a bad playmaker either. Like she is a good playmaker if a double comes. Like she's got the answers to all the tests. And again, helpful if you have your best 3-point shooter out there too to pair with her. But
And
again,
how many black women got a statue in South Carolina?
hey,
I only know one. I only know one.
I only know one too.
I only know one.
Okay,
And she's
shout
not
out.
even 30 yet. That's crazy.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Asia.
I'll knock her down though. Yeah, shout out. Shout out. Shout out.
I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you.
Sorry. Shout out. Sorry. I got it.
So you didn't have any issue with this one? You don't think Kelsey Plum or your little Brianna Stewart should have got it? Nothing like that.
No, not really. I told you I thought Jackie Young should have been up there, but you said she didn't. She was like Steph. She showed up when it mattered. So you made a great point. Asia Wilson was dominant throughout the whole thing. You're right. Like the double consistency is crazy. And be able to do
Jackie
it.
Young, though, I mean, she does deserve a good shout out though, because especially in the silver medal game, or not silver medal, the semifinal game.
Semifinal game. Yeah.
Yeah,
She was crazy.
Like it was starting to look a little iffy, and she just said, "I got this.
I got this," which she had done a few times in the WNBA game season too. Like
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
can do it.
each of the last 2 finals runs that they've had, there's been like a
don't have a
Jackie
40-point
Young
game.
Like
Yeah.
there's like been like a Jackie Young game or 2 in the playoffs and the finals. Like she really does like have a knack for when the moment is at its largest, she just shines right through and is that extra piece that you need. Maybe when Asia's having maybe instead of it being a 28-12 game, it's a 24-12 game, right? Like she can kind of fill in the gaps there. I don't know. I lost Joe right at the goddamn end. But you guys know how we close out this show. We choose love, we choose violence, and I'm gonna have to choose violence. But I'm gonna choose violence on my own Chicago Cubs. So maybe everyone knows or doesn't know, but Mallory Swanson, who made the game-winning goal against Brazil in the women's gold medal game for soccer, her husband plays shortstop for the Chicago Cubs. So on yesterday, when the women's team won their gold medal in soccer, the Cubs had a game, and Dansby Swanson got his first hit of the game, and I think in the 3rd or 4th inning, that was his 1,000th hit. So congratulations to Dansby Swanson. They then decided to throw a graphic up there that said, "Golden Power Couple, Mallory Swanson game-winning goal for Team USA, Dansby Swanson 1,000th hit." Now, not to diminish the accomplishment of your 1,000th hit, but those just don't belong in the same sentence. I don't think that you needed to put those 2 together. I get it. It's cool. They're both professional athletes. They're both great athletes. But I think that was kind of Mallory's moment. I don't think that she really needed her husband looped into that picture with something as just not on the same level of playing field as your 1,000th hit. Now, maybe if it would have been 3,000, that's a feat that very few have ever done. I could have understood that one, but 1,000, no. So Marquee Sports, I believe, is who I have to aim my anger at. Do better. Don't make that comparison. Just do a shout out to Mallory. That's all you needed to do. We didn't have to loop Dansby into it. Just could have brought up Mallory. That's all. But we lost Joe. Internet dropped at the worst time. So we are 3